Don't smell any magic smoke. Ooh, I do see a bulging capacitor though. Hopefully that's it. I mean, it looks like they did an okay job with all the vibration protection with the sealant holding things together. Bad cap is right here, so I'll just tilt that out so I can desolder it. Alright, let's see what we got here. 1000 microfarad, 25 volt. Had to order me a set of these 25 volts, 1000 microfarad capacitors. Little IPA, to get off this extra flux. Okay, let's see if that did anything. See if that did anything. Alright, easy fix. Awesome. That makes me very happy. I really like this charger. It's got a real nice design to it. Hoping that bad capacitor was just a fluke. Easily could have sent this in for a repair at Redodo. They got a great service team. I just didn't want to wait to have that fixed, so. Alright, let's give it a good test on the old 410 amp hour. Try and charge this one too. This will only charge up to 12.7. I found it dead, like at 2-3 volts or something like that. Basically it had shut down from low voltage protection, for low voltage protection. And I put the charger on it for a few seconds and it woke it back up, and then it came up to around 11 volts. Still not good. And then I tried giving it a full charge with this thing. It's Noco Genius. It's supposed to be able to charge lithium batteries, but it sucks. It doesn't actually get up to 14.6 like it's supposed to. Kind of just charges them like it's a lead acid. It only gets up to 13.5 volts or something like that. I can't remember, but definitely it was not charging at lithium battery voltages. The 40 amp Redodo charges at 14.7 and does a good job of charging. So this battery might be dead because it got discharged and sat in storage for too long, or it's because this thing just sucks. That did charge this up to 13.1, so it did a little better job, unless there's something wrong with this too. It's not charging past 13.1 for some reason. I read that could be a cell balancing issue, but let's find out. Hook it up, get it charging. Amps, pumping out that current, charging that battery properly. I like all the readouts on this charger. Glad to have it back. It's a good charger, just had a bad capacitor. All the others seemed okay, so I'm thinking it was just a fluke. Alright, that took some hours. Wasn't keeping track. Dropped down to 12 amps, 122 amp hours put into the battery, and now up to 14.5 volts, almost there. Awesome, that's finally getting a proper charge on that battery, unlike this stupid thing. That didn't do nothing. I mean, it would have been fine if it kept charging, but it would say the battery is full long before it actually was and stopped charging. I'd have been fine if that took a long time to charge, but amps are slowly dropping. Just about there. 10 amps going in now. Alright, I got to 14.6 and then it shut down. Now we are resting at 14.1 volts. Fully charged battery. Happy to see that 410 amp hour mega battery there. That's still good. Alright, let's see if this 100 amp hour low temperature cutoff battery can be revived by this charger. Both this and the DC to DC charger in my RV was not charging this past 12.7 volts. This was saying it was full at 12.7, and I took it into the RV and the DC to DC charger didn't try to charge it at all, so it might be done for. .8 volts. Yeah, I think this battery got too low on voltage during storage. Now it's with a 3 amp load on it, it sits down at around 12.5 volts. So I'm gonna try and drain it down real low and then recharge it with a 40 amp. See if that helps reset things or balances cells out. So with the high and low on my old RV brake lights here tied together, runs about 3 amps. I'm gonna put 2 of these together and make me a little battery drainer, make me a load for draining batteries. Tie a couple wires on them, and all right, got me a pretty nice battery drainer here. Got both the lights connected on the back. All the positives, or the low filament and high filaments, are tied together. Got a fresh ground, nice thick one. Some good length on the leads with a fuse on one end. Got them held on with a 1/8 inch cable clamp, insulated. Threw in a toggle switch. I had this old switch that was missing its arm, so that worked out perfect. I'm going to cover up this connection with some liquid electrical tape. Stuff is getting kind of rubbery. It's getting unusable, so let's use it up on this spot right here. Also got some vent holes drilled on the top and bottom so heat can get out. Started thinking this might get pretty hot after a long period of being on. That high filament is well, it's supposed to be the brake light, and these probably weren't designed to have that lit up for long periods of time. Used some harness tape to group those wires together, just because it doesn't need to be spaghetti noodles all over the place, so we'll keep things nice and tidy. All right, you guys, there we go. Class A Living's patented Reflecto-Light battery drainer, model 1400. How cool is that? You will never see a modern car with such class as to have its, you know, a fancy name just for its taillight lenses. Like, that is so awesome. I wish there was still stuff like that these days. Reflecto-Light. It's such a retro thing, and I love it. The little switch. Oh, I love it. It's cool. I was looking at these filaments with 2 pairs of sunglasses so I could see them without blinding myself, and the larger filament, the low light filament or the low output filament, is not lighting up at all. It seems like electrons are just going through the path of least resistance, which would be the smaller, brighter filament that has less resistance to it. It might be glowing a little bit, so it might be adding amperage. I don't know. I guess it'll be handy if the bright filament ever burns out, then the low filament will just take over. But yeah, with a couple pairs of sunglasses on, it does not look like it's lighting up very much, if at all. Or maybe it's adding a little bit of amperage, I don't know. Alright, looks like 6 amps on that. 6 amp battery drainer. Awesome. Let's drain this thing down and charge it back up and see if I can bring it back to life. I just remembered how to zero this out. It looks like it's closer to 5.5 amps. 5.5 amp battery drainer. Yeah, definitely got some heat coming out of the top of those. See what it's at right now. It's at 13 volts. It went up in voltage. You know, this might be that battery that was confusing me in one of my previous reviews, because the charger charged it and then the volts were bouncing up and down like crazy, and I contacted Redodo and they said that's normal. That's actually a voltage shock protection or charging. You know, it's to prevent voltage shock from the charger, charging it up to 14.6 and then shutting off, and then the battery settling back down to 13.8 or whatever, and the charger kicking back on 14.6 over and over and over again. That's voltage shock. So this might be that battery that kind of does funky things. It might be fine, because now it's at 30. You know, it's no longer at 12.7. It's now at 13. You can see those holes are warping, and the lens melted a little bit. That is getting really hot. That's definitely not meant to keep that high bulb, that high filament on for very long. And the high on this one actually burnt out after just an hour. The switch is getting really hot, so I think I'm going to add a little fan on that. And this is now reading 13.1. It's so weird. It should be draining volts, not increasing in voltage as I use it. I think this battery might be okay. It's just got some protective stuff. It says this is the low temperature cutoff protected battery, and I do believe this was the one with the voltage shock protection. I could even just disconnect the high filaments. The low filaments don't put out nearly as much heat. But yeah, we'll work on this a little later. So long story short, I think this battery's fine. It's just giving odd readings because of the voltage protection, or voltage shock protection. So everything working good. Batteries are going strong. Charger's back in action. And came up with a neat way to drain these down for storage. for those who don't know, you don't want to store these long term, something like over 3 months at a full charge. You want to drain them down to about halfway up to, I think, 70% or something. Either way, not good to store these long term fully charged. So that's what this is for. Thank you for watching. That's the end of that little adventure. Screws are kind of long, but I had them out and handy. That was the best I had. I would have had to go do some serious digging to find something shorter or a different size. Still gotta replace this bulb since the high filament burned out, but there it is, all done. No more problems with overheating. Kind of noisy now, but that's alright. Oh yeah, much better. That was getting so hot earlier I couldn't even keep my hand on it. There's no heat here at all. That's really cool. I'll replace that bulb later.